What's going on, people? It's your boy BSG coming to you again with another video that can affect your pockets. That's what this channel is all about. Trying to make money, keep money, save money, grow our money, regardless of what you're starting with. If you start with $100, my goal is to try to help make that $100 grow into $1,000, into $10,000. It's possible. It is possible with the things that I share with you on this channel. What we're going to do today, since a number of people have asked me, I'm doing a lot more cryptocurrency videos because I'm just finding out that people just don't know about cryptocurrency, and you know, is mind-boggling to me on one end because I've been involved for so long. But I have to keep in mind, everybody does not have the same information that you have. So what seems, you know, standard to me to somebody else is foreign. So obviously in the last video we talked about a cryptocurrency that I thought had a lot of potential. That thing has been growing like crazy. You may want to check out that video. But you know, people have been asking me, well, you know, how do you pick the cryptos? How do you pick them? And since I don't have any type of course or anything set up right now, I never thought about doing it until a couple of weeks ago. Everybody, I get that question almost every day. I thought, well, let me do the Cliff Notes version of kind of how I analyze a cryptocurrency. We're going to do that with Ripple. And the reason I'm doing this with Ripple is because for whatever reason, almost every other person that I run into that doesn't know that much about cryptocurrency, you know, they want to talk about Ripple, or they've already invested in Ripple because they've been told that Ripple is this amazing opportunity, and you know, they want to get involved. And so I'm going to act as if, you know, I don't know anything about Ripple and just kind of go through the process. I can tell you honestly that today is literally the first day that I've ever been on the website. Because I haven't had to, because I you know, I understand what they're about, and you know, it was enough for me to make a decision to do something else. But I'm going to break this down like I know nothing, and like I said, I'm on the site for the first time today before I started this video. So when I look at a cryptocurrency, the first thing I do is I go to the website and try to see if I can understand what they're about. And I learned from Warren Buffett that if you can't understand very quickly what a company does or what a project does or whatever, then, you know, that's probably a good reason to not get in. Because if you can't understand it, then other people won't be able to understand it, or it will be hard to explain. So let's try to go through Ripple's website and see if we can understand. All right, so here we go, ripple.com. XRP, the best digital asset for global payments. XRP offers financial institutions the fastest, most reliable option for sourcing liquidity on demand. Okay, already that's very interesting. All right. What is XRP? XRP is a digital asset built for payments. It's the native digital asset on the Xrp Ledger, an open source, permissionless, and decentralized blockchain that can settle transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. Ooh. XRP can be sent directly without needing a central intermediary, making it a convenient instrument in bridging two different currencies quickly and efficiently. How is XRP used? Faster, less costly, more scalable than any other digital asset. Really. XRP and Xrp Ledger are used to power innovative technology. Okay, so this is about payments. Third parties are also pursuing other XRP related use cases. RippleNet. Customers can use XRP for sourcing liquidity and cross-border transactions. Okay, so when you talk about sourcing liquidity, what are they talking about? Now, I can make an analysis right now, whatever, but I need to understand what they're talking. What do you mean sourcing liquidity? First of all, if you don't know what liquidity is money. It's liquid cash, or a liquid form of paying for something, or just liquid assets. Okay, because of Bitcoin, everything has changed. It used to just be cash, but Bitcoin is liquid. Ethereum is liquid. If anything that you can instantly change for goods or services or other types of currency is liquidity. So when they talk about sourcing liquidity, that's just a fancy way of saying exchanging money, or it could mean that you're trying to source a loan or something like that, even though it hasn't talked about that. That's what sourcing liquidity means. Okay, so this is having something to do with payments. International payments, especially in emerging markets, require businesses to hold pre-funded accounts in destination currencies. It's a costly endeavor that ties up resources. RippleNet provides an alternative. While any financial institutional network enjoys reliable, instant, and lower cost transactions, those who use the digital asset XRP to source liquidity can do so in seconds, freeing up capital and guaranteeing the most competitive rates available today. So the key thing they said here is emerging markets. This is not really a big need in the United States, in Western civilization, UK, places like that. It would be a huge need in China if China allowed it. But, it's not really a big thing in Western civilization, but in places like Africa, where, you have a lot of rural areas, or you just have underserved communities. You have places that don't have a lot of banks. You have situations where your currency is fluctuating a lot, like the South African rand or something like that. This would be great in, assuming that it worked and everything, this would be great in something like that. The thing is, what I don't see is, people can say whatever they want to say, but you need a way to exchange this. So they can talk about, okay, you don't need a third party. Well, how is it that you don't need a third party? What are you going to do? If you're in Africa, what are you going to do? You're going to go farm, and you're going to take your farming tool, and out of the dirt is going to come some Ripple. Like, what are you going to, you still need somebody. Okay. So for example, I know previous to this video, like it says here, okay, MoneyGram uses, part of Ripple. Okay. Well, if I'm in Africa and I need some liquidity for whatever reason, I'm going to need a MoneyGram somewhere. I'm going to need a bank. I'm going to need a something. So it's still not truly decentralized if I have to rely on another party. It's not like there's some type of device, or whereby if I have internet access or something, I can get liquidity that way through some type of contactless payment system or RFID or something. I haven't seen that yet. So you still need people. In fact, they break it down right here. Here are the originators. Okay. Here's the digital asset, XRP. You need another digital asset exchange. And then here are the beneficiaries. So if I'm on the receiving end, I need a bank. Okay. So there are usually already banks in these areas. So what is the advantage to me as the consumer? And the answer seems like it's not much. It seems like it might benefit the banks in terms of faster payments or in terms of lower fees. But do I feel that as a consumer? I don't know that. The bank would have to pass on the savings of those fees to me or something like that. Do we know enough about banks to think that they're going to pass on any profits to the consumer? Not the banks that I know of. Okay. All right. So I have the gist of what XRP is. I still don't really know. I don't know who's behind it, but it's payments, it's payments for banks. And they're saying that it's decentralized, but I still need to work with a third party to get my money. It's not some revolutionary technology that, allows me to not use one of these places to use money. And then wherever I am, what am I using? Am I using the XRP token? Are businesses in Africa, businesses in India pricing things in XRP token? Are they accepting our XRP token, or are they accepting the local currency So, what is, if I still need the local currency, what is the benefit? Okay. That's what I'm thinking right now, if I didn't know anything about Ripple. All right. So that's the gist of it, but I do understand it. It seems pretty simple. Let's see if we can find some more. So now I'm going to go to CoinGecko. You can go to CoinMarketCap. I like CoinGecko. And the next thing that I'm going to try to do, even before I find out who's behind it, I want to look at the supply. Okay, and because I'm not going to pay attention to the price. The price doesn't matter until we know the supply. So we see here, circulating supply is 100 billion total tokens, and there's 44 million of them in circulation. Okay. My first question is, where's the other 55 million? All right, so now I'm like, okay, so there's 100 billion total. There's 44 billion that are circulating. Is this something that needs to be mined? Or is this something that is pre-mined? Okay, so I'm going to see down here. I'm doing this live, guys. I didn't pre-do this. Okay, Ripple is privately held fintech company. Ripple is a privately held fintech company that provides a global payment solution via its patented payment network called Ripple Network, also known as RippleNet. It's a payment network built on top of Ripple's consensus ledger called XRP. Ripple funded the development of the open source XRP Ledger. Unlike most cryptocurrencies out there that cater to peer-to-peer needs, Ripple was made to connect banks, payment providers, and digital asset exchanges, enabling real-time settlement, expeditious, and lower stress. So this was created for the banks, to help the banks. Okay. XRP Ledger is open source distributed ledger that's created by Ripple. The native currency of the XRP Ledger is XRP, compared to Bitcoin, which uses a distributed blockchain whose transactions are processed and secured by proof of work mining. XRP transactions are processed by a network of trusted validators on the XRP Ledger. It does not rely on proof of work, and therefore there is no mining. Okay, so there we have it. So if it's not mined, that means 100 billion tokens were created from day one, whereas with Bitcoin, all the Bitcoin has not been mined yet, which means, okay, why is that important? Okay, well, what do I care about that? All right, well, when you create tokens from jump out of essentially thin air, you're able to distribute who you want to have what right from the beginning. Versus if you have a cryptocurrency that is mined, then that means you can only accumulate how much is mined that particular day or that particular moment. So even if somebody wanted to hoard the entire network, if the coin is being mined, they can't. And it takes time for the computers to mine it, because there's a process called proof of work that computers have to work on a computational equation that takes time. And they did that to symbolize actual mining, like you go into an actual gold mine and use your pickaxe like on Minecraft, trying to find gold and diamonds and stuff like that. It takes time. And just in the essence of it taking time can create a sense of value. There's a certain amount, I wish I could tell you what it is, but there's a certain amount that Bitcoin is worth right now, just based on the time and the computational power and the electricity that it takes built in. There's a certain price. I remember it used to be like 3,000. I don't know if it's more than that now, due to the hash rate being changed recently or whatever. And excuse me if some of this stuff is going over your head, just stay with me. But there's work involved when you have a coin. Now, I'm not investing in all coins. I'm invested in a number of tokens, but I'm looking at the circulating supply and I'm wondering, okay, who has these other 55 million? What are we waiting on to release the additional supply. Okay, hopefully we'll be able to find that out. So instantly, when I know that, I'm going to want to see if I can find who owns what. And typically here under Explorers, you can go to this and see what wallets hold what and all of that. And it doesn't, let me look down here. No, it doesn't look like you can do that. It gives us what the current transaction rate is, which is 10.3 per second. How many payments today? And it's giving us payment information, processing information in real time, which in and of itself is incredible. You could never see the back end of banks like this ever. So that, I mean, but you can do this with any cryptocurrency, by the way. This is not exclusive to Ledger, but this is why blockchain is the future, because you know it's much harder to hide, it's much harder to lose stuff, all of that. But it looks like, you know, they're doing transactions 30 to 40, you know, per every 5-6 seconds. And so it tells us here that the current transaction rate is 12 a second. That's changing. And the block is being created once every 3.83 seconds. But it's not telling me where those other 55,000 tokens are. That's all I want to know right now. Why do we need to know that? Well, if I'm going to invest in this, basically you want to know who you're playing with. And you want to know, does somebody have the ability to dump on you? So, you know, no matter what happens to the price, you know, if one or two people own 55% of it, then they can dump on you at any time. All right. It might be some information down here. Let's see. Ripple was first started in 2004, which is okay. That's very interesting. That tells me that the origin was not based on cryptocurrency, which says a lot. It started in 2004 by Ryan Fugger. And in 2013, he handed it to Jed McCaleb and Chris Larson. Chris is currently the executive chairman of Ripple. Jed McCaleb was previously the founder of Mt. Gox. Aha. The first Bitcoin exchange. All right. Well, that's pretty big information. As it says, Mt. Gox was the first Bitcoin exchange. It got shut down by the government for who knows. Probably the government just wanted to shut them down and steal their Bitcoin, is what I hear. Because I don't know that they were doing anything illegal, but I know a lot of people are still waiting on their Bitcoin from that exchange. But anyway, he had a falling out with the Ripple team, this guy Jed McCaleb, and he forked the Ripple code base to start Stellar. All right, so already one guy sold to two guys, and then they couldn't get, this was 2013. That's only 7 years ago, and in that time there's already a falling out. I don't feel good about that. And he started Stellar, which is another cryptocurrency. Okay. Is Ripple different from Bitcoin? The total supply of XRP is capped at 100 billion, while the total supply of Bitcoin is capped at 21 million. Total supply of Bitcoin ain't available yet, so you can't say that. We're not done. Still be in mind. XRP average transaction speed is 4 seconds, while Bitcoin transaction speed is 10 minutes. XRP Ledger could handle 1,500 transactions per second. I just showed you what was actually happening. So we can't, all of this is fudge. We can't talk about what it could do when you've never been in position to do that many transactions. As of right now, you're doing 12, 10, you know, per second, which is cool, but it's not game changing. It's not, oh my God. And since it's only for banks, you know, how many transactions are actually going to be used in the first place when I know banks are doing what's called batch transactions. So we got some more information there. All right. Well, next thing I want to look at is how has it been performing? All right. So let's look over the past year. And a year ago today, Ripple was 32 cents. And today it's 21 cents. Okay, that's not going the right way. That's down almost 50%, like 40%. Okay, all right, well, maybe it's just a bad time for the industry. You know, the whole industry can be moved. Let's see what happened back in the day. Okay, all right. Whoa. Ripple used to be less than a penny, and it got up to 29 cents, 24 cents, and then 79 cents, $1.12, $2.21, $3.22 from less than a penny. Oh my goodness. And now here we are down to 21 cents. What? So wait a minute, man. What happened between here and here? $3.22 to where we've been. So if I was somebody, you know, who read all this stuff, I said, oh, this is great. Let me invest. If I got in at $3, I've lost 90% of my money. If I got in at $1.61, I've lost money. If I've got in at 89 cents, I've lost money. If I got in at 46 cents, I've lost money. If I got in at 52 cents, I lost money. If I got in at 30 cents, I lost money. Okay, I mean, everybody that's investing in this thing is losing money. That's not good. Where's this revolutionary technology? I mean, what is the issue? All right, well, let's see if maybe it's just the industry is just bad. Okay, so let's see what's been going on with the other cryptocurrencies. All right, well, here's Ethereum. Ethereum last year was 219, and today, right now, it is 289. Okay, so if I got in here, I made money at 219. If I got in at $141 in December 2019, I made money. If I got in January at $137, I made money. Even if I got in at the top in February at 267, as of right now, I'm up. Interesting. Okay, let's go back to the max. Here's Ethereum, 2017, it was $10. Whoa, got up to 1,300. Okay, wow. So that came down too, but at any point here, starting in January 2019, or even the end of 2018, if I got an Ethereum, I've made money. So not everybody that has gotten in has lost, like Ripple. All right, there's a difference there. So there's price growth on Ethereum, but not a Ripple. Let's look at another one. Let's look at Bitcoin. And let's look at 1 year. Bitcoin 1 year ago today was 98.46. Interesting. And today is 96.33. So we've lost money, but not that much. Maybe 2%, 3%, not 90%. So there's growth on Ethereum in the past year. If I got in anywhere before, let me see, if I got in December 2019 in Bitcoin, I made money. If I got in January, I made money. February, okay, it got up to 10,000. So depending on when that got in, I could be down a little bit. If I got in March, I've made money. So it's kind of mixed. Ethereum has had growth. Bitcoin has been kind of stagnant, but I haven't lost a ton. So why has Ripple went down a bunch? Let's do one more. Let's do Chainlink. We're just doing this for comparison to what should we invest our money in. That's the only reason we're doing this. All right. So let's look at the last year. And it's telling us right here, over the last year, Chainlink is up 220%. A year ago, it was $2.40, and today it is over $7.70, up 220%. All right, so growth on Ethereum, stagnant on Bitcoin, we can say, depending on when you got in. Major growth on Chainlink, but in that same time frame, Ripple has lost. Let's do the numbers. Let's go to a year. In that same time frame, Ripple has not been stagnant. Ripple has not been like Bitcoin. It hasn't grown. In that same time frame, we've lost 40. Ripple token has lost 40% of its value. And since it was at its all-time high, it's down over 90%. That's called a clue. So already, based on the information that I see, already this is enough for me not to get involved. Or just point blank. But I still want to know where those other 55 billion tokens, because see, right now those tokens haven't been released. What's going to happen to the price if and when, because I don't know when, those 55 billion tokens will be released? What do you think is going to happen? Well, if there's more supply for something, whether it's peanuts or cheese or bananas or whatever, the price generally goes down. If you go to the grocery store and there's an oversupply of something, instantly that thing is going to go on sale or it's going to spoil. So we're seeing the price go down a bunch, and those 55 million tokens haven't been released. All right, so let me see if we can find the answer. Now I already know the answer, guys, but I'm this is you who don't know anything about cryptocurrency. This is how you would look this up. Okay, where are the other 55 million? Now with any other token, you would be able to just go to the Explorer and tell who has what. All right, let me see. Who owns most of the Ripple? So the CEO has 6.3% of it. Let's go to this here. Who owns the most XRP? Firstly, it must be said that all existing XRP tokens have already been created, which means the XRP tokens are not mine and no new ones are created. About 100 billion XRP tokens, yeah, we know that. The rest are being made available to the Ripple company at a rate of 1 billion per month. Although the company itself does not always use all of them, and some of them can thus be locked back into the reserve. Consequently, the largest holder of XRP tokens is Ripple. Okay, so it's no coincidence that some of the world's largest XRP owners include the founders and several of the company's top executives. For example, according to what Forbes revealed, it seems that Chris Larsen, former CEO of Ripple, held a little more than 5.1 billion XRP, equal to about $1.1 billion, in addition to a 17% stake in the company itself. Wow. Okay, so Jed McCaleb possesses large amounts of XRP. Remember, Jed McCaleb was the guy that left. He declared to have donated $2 billion to a fund, while in February 2016, he had 5.3 billion deposited with Ripple, which are to are paid to him on a monthly basis in a small percentage. There's no precise information on who the other large XRP owners are, although there are some statistics that reveal, for example, that there are only 14 addresses with more than 500 million XRP, of which only 6 with more than 1 billion. Wow. Wow. All right, so let me let me put this in perspective. Now, I already know this stuff, guys. Okay, but again, I'm being you going through this. What is Ripple? What is it about? All right, first of all, as we found out, Ripple's origins date back before cryptocurrency. So Ripple was never, ever designed to be a cryptocurrency in the first place. It was never designed to be a peer-to-peer. It was never designed to be a solution to a problem. They were just going to be a regular company, which they are, the Ripple Foundation. And the Ripple Foundation created the Ripple token after blockchain was created. So what they did in turn, did they turn it into a true cryptocurrency? True, open, decentralized, peer-to-peer? No, they didn't. They just simply created a token for speculation. But behind the scenes, it's an actual private company. We saw all of this today, a private company where people have stake in the actual company, and the company owns most of the tokens. And the tokens are used by, guess who? The company on a monthly basis. So the company created the token to give people like you and me the opportunity to so-called invest in the token, while at the same time keeping most of the token and then using most of the token for liquidity every month to keep the company afloat. That's what Ripple is. If you research further, you will find, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's go all the way. You here? Let's just go all the way. Because this is the biggest issue, because this is all I hear. Well, the bank's going to use Ripple. The bank's going to use Ripple. Okay. 14 common misunderstandings about Ripple and XRP. Hopefully this will show up. I knew it. Boo, 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 boo. On some exchanges, if you hold Tether, they will give you 8% return over the course of a year. Tether is $1. It's going to be $1, or it's going to be a tether, and it's supposed to be pegged to the dollar. So, it's not going to go up. It might go up to 101. It might go as low as 99 cents. That's it. But just for holding it, they're incentivizing you with 8% return. XRP is not doing that. So what is if it's not a store of value, if we don't have other merchants and whatever using the XRP token, because it was never created to be a peer-to-peer token in the first place. It was created for banks to do their behind the scenes business more efficiently. Okay. What is the incentive to hold it? The answer is there is none, which explains, if we go back to the chart, that explains why this has lost value over the last year, over the last 2 years, over the last 3 years. What you need to understand that when they buy a token or a coin, that you somehow own a piece of the company itself. As I've read today, Ripple is its own separate company, and other people have stake in the actual company. XRP gives you no stake in the company itself. So even if Ripple decides to go public one day, which I have absolutely no doubt that there'll be a Ripple stock, and I would be more interested in a Ripple stock than I will a XRP coin, which is basically at this point, as of right now, worthless. Until we have a peer-to-peer element, until we have these countries in emerging markets actually using and storing the Ripple token, it's worthless based on how it's configured because there is no incentive to hold it. But you better believe they're going to try to do an IPO, which would give you a stake in the actual company, and then whatever we'll find out, because right now we don't even know. We'll find out what they're charging for their products because they're charging something. But what you have to understand, there are banks that are struggling right now charging the high fees that they're charging. So how is Ripple able to survive? The answer is they are surviving based on the value of their Ripple token that they keep getting you guys to buy. And as we read, that Ripple token is being used by the foundation every month. It is actually ingenious. They're getting you to fund their private business for a service that they're providing to private institutions who are not required to use that token at all. You must consider when you're investing in a cryptocurrency, is there a reason for the token? Does the token itself have value? And let me show you very quickly a project that I used to be involved in that I sold only because the stuff that was going on with Binance and them changing over to US. And so I just sold it because it wasn't available on Coinbase. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made. But because I could have held it differently and I just didn't do it. But Lynn, it used to be called Evelyn, now they call Ave. Let me show you what they've been doing over the past year. Well, here you go. I ain't got to show you right there. Over the past year, they are up 6,288%. Hello? 6,288%. That's got to be number one over the last year. And so the question is, why? Why are they up so much? Well, if you do your research, you'll find that their platform, which is basically the reason why I picked them, because they're very similar to banks. They are trying to replace banks. Rather than going to a bank for a loan, you go to Aave for a loan. And you can get eventually you'll be able to get a loan for a car, a house, or anything through Aave. And I was involved with them very early on. Here's the thing. Whatever you do, they require you to hold the Lynn token. So you're required to hold it. So look what happens when you're required to hold something. And it's a product that people want. It's that simple. There's no incentive to hold XRP. There's crazy incentive to hold Aave and other type of tokens, Band and so on and so forth. Like I said, Band is paying 16% just for me holding. If Band stays exactly where they are right now, I can get 16% more Band every year just holding it. You think other people are not going to want the same thing? Okay, so that's how I look at a token. That's Ripple in a nutshell. You know, now if I didn't know as much as I do about the company, I would go into the founders, find out who they are. I send founders tweets, emails, all of that. I get very, very deep when I think about investing money, and that's what you should do. So that's why when I come to you and I tell you, hey, I think this is a great idea, is because I've done a ton of research. So one day I will have a course available where I'm going to talk about, you know, many, many, many other things as to how you should be comparing the cryptos. But I just laid out for you, hopefully very easy to understand, why Ripple in this case is not a good investment based on other projects that are out there. Now, you can do what you want to do, but that's what I see, and I encourage you to look at other projects for your money.